Hey there, I'm Adam Jen, and today we're going to be talking about Amazon's Fallout Season 2, so let's get on to it. So, I'm going to change the format compared to the first episode, because nobody watched the first episode. Alright, this is how the format is going to change, okay? Instead of it going to be me going through the episode, event through event and event, we're going to say, screw that stuff, because you can go on Wikipedia and just basically do that yourself. Instead, I'm going to talk about the characters, basically what happened with them, during that event, the entire time, like throughout the characters, just focusing on them, and then we're going to switch to the next. Simple enough, right? Alright, let's get to this episode. Norm. Okay, listen, please don't leave. I need the views. I need people to subscribe and follow my channel. Don't leave. Norm actually wasn't completely useless in this episode. I know, I'm shocked too. But, however, this wasn't a good scene, it was okay. The only reason it's not even good is because everyone in this scene is a complete idiot. However, this scene is somewhat redeemed because Norm was actually smart. He actually took advantage of everyone's ignorant stupidity. And good lord, is everyone ignorant and stupid in this. You think Lucy is stupid and ignorant? No, the people that come out from the vaults in Vault 31, they are dumber and more ignorant than Lucy. The people from Vault 31. The chosen people. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that. You know why. I'm not gonna try to get banned on YouTube. They are so ignorant and so dumb. Norm, I kid you not, he just pulls a random pack of band-aids and then tries to say, oh, this is a Vault Tech, you did a good job, wage slave sticker. And you know what happens? The Vault Tech people are okay with this. They're like, oh my god, my boss actually cares about me. I got a good job sticker, wage slave, yay! Yeah, that's what happens. They're that dumb. They can't tell what band-aids are. And they are from the pre-nuked world. This is so stupid. However, Norm, overall, did okay. Granted, at first he absolutely flopped. He was a complete idiot, a failure of a man, everything, yada yada yada. Basically all the people panicked, but the second scene after, Norm remembered, wait a minute, I'm a man. I actually have testicles. I actually need to take control of the situation. And Norm did that. He basically manipulated all the idiots, got them to do what he wants, and they escaped Vault 31. Heck, to even make it better, they destroyed that useless idiot robot that did nothing for this entire show. So that's also a good thing I can say about this show. I can be positive. Anyway, basically Norm and the Vault 31 idiots escape Vault 31, and now they're basically on the shore walking towards the wasteland. Even though it's a bit odd since that water that it was in the scene was very clear. You know, for a post-nuked world, that's some pretty damn clear, good-looking water. Oh well, immersion be damned. This is Bethesda, they don't care about immersion at all. Okay, so we're gonna focus on Hank, the main villain. I will at least say this second episode made him a better villain than Moldaver. Well, granted, Moldaver absolutely sucked as a villain, she was terrible. So, Hank, realistically, is just a step up from actually being garbage. So that's good for Hank. Now, to go on at least another good side for Hank, is that he was actually doing some villainous stuff in this episode. He was experimenting on mice. Made me think about that mice utopia, theory that happened. Made me think about that, but that didn't happen. And he was basically trying to perfect the mind control device. Then what he does is steal Norm's entire flow, his entire game plan, the entire thing that was supposed to make his character important. Hank actually goes on ahead and opens up the frozen pods from Vault-Tech's elite group of people. You know, the elite chosen ones who were able to afford these frozen pods. Now, Hank does this because the rat experiment is failing, so he needs that live human test subjects to go on ahead and try to perfect the device. And he does so on a guy. I will actually give Fallout, Bethesda, and Amazon credit for once. Hank actually does have a somewhat decent character build moment when he talks to one of the guys that he unfreezes. And then he basically talks about how, oh, you only had one ticket, right? And the guy's like, yeah, but it was so expensive. Then Hank's like, wait a minute, you can never put a price on family. So Hank realistically is talking to himself because he's a freaking hypocrite, because he allowed his wife to basically leave the vault because she disagreed with what Vault-Tech wanted to do and let her become a ghoul. So in reality, Hank's like, oh, anything for family, but yet he left his freaking wife to die. So yeah, Hank's practically looking in the mirror when it comes to this guy. And of course what happens, the dude's head explodes and Hank is like, oh well, on to the next one. So yeah, Fallout, this is not actually complete garbage for once. I'm actually shocked. Okay, that's too much positivity. Now let's get on to some of the lesser decent things in this episode. Hey, let's talk about Lucy and the Ghoul. Lucy and the Ghoul are practically walking, then they go to the hospital because Lucy hears some screams of help. I'm kidding you not. All you heard is help for, let's say, 5 minutes straight. And it's surprised that woman didn't die because of what was inside the hospital. Lucy goes into the hospital as ignorant as possible, of course, because she's Lucy. And she finds the woman. The Ghoul is there because he wants a partner. Not in that kind of way, but a partner to basically help on his quest. Lucy goes into the hospital, finds the screaming woman, tries to save her, while the Ghoul, I kid you not, he just walks in there. He sees this Asian dude on the floor bleeding out, and he holds his hands like, oh, please help me, please. And the Ghoul just looks at him, slits his throat, and starts eating him. Only for it to be found out that he has the mind control trip thing in the back of his head. Lucy sees this, is obviously pissed. However, this leads to a bunch of rad scorpions and the rad scorpion queen to come on out and try to eat everybody. The Ghoul practically dies, saving everyone. Lucy basically sees all this, then she goes on to women explain him. Yeah, not mansplain, women explain. And talks about how the Ghoul was horrible and how she'll never be like him at all. All this is due to the fact that since the Ghoul was basically almost dies, there's an ultimatum, well, a fake ultimatum. It's Lucy has to either pick between saving the Ghoul or the woman. And Lucy, without any hesitation, picks the woman and says, oh, well, you can survive anyway. It's okay. And I'm just looking at this thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, Lucy, you really are becoming a self-righteous hypocrite, because the Ghoul practically saved everyone. He didn't even want to go in there. He only went because you went inside the hospital. But then you're going to go on ahead and talk about, oh, how I'm a better person. You're leaving him to die in the middle of a bloody abandoned hospital with only a dog to defend him. But yet, I mean, somehow you're the morally righteous person. Our protagonist, everybody, Lucy. What a wonderful gal. Lucy's with the injured girl. They practically walk through some forest. The girl starts speaking in Latin, and Lucy is like, oh, that sounds really nice. I'm a teacher too. That's wonderful. Then we go on ahead and learn something very disturbing. Lucy tells the girl, oh, I'm going to Vegas, only for the injured woman to say, oh, you're a nice profligate. I don't want you to get hard graped by the wrong type of guys. Lucy, of course, doesn't take the hint and it's like, oh, I'm a decent person, so hopefully that won't happen. Then guess what also happens? They basically see these people on top of this hill or whatnot. They're Caesar's Legion. Now, the woman, of course, is obviously a slave to the Legion. She just magically disappears. Lucy, I kid you not, doesn't do the smart thing that anyone else would do in this situation. She does not run the opposite direction after seeing these scary figures. She decides, oh, I'm gonna keep walking straight, even though the person I'm supposed to be escorting just magically disappeared. All this leads to is Caesar's Legion surrounding Lucy. The line she says, I say I kid you not a lot, but this is literally what she says when she's surrounded by these men. She says, oh, I just want to let you know, I'm nice. Yeah, she says this to a group of bandits, a group of thieves, murderers, that she's nice. The type of people that she was told that they do the hard graping and they're not asking, they're taking kind of people. And she says this, like, this character is so brain dead stupid. There is no justifying someone being this ignorant and this stupid. We all know what should happen in this scene. We all know what should happen in further scenes with Lucy. She should be a slave to Caesar's Legion, and they should be doing you know what to her all the dang time. But no, Fallout's Amazon will never do that because this is modern media. Okay, time for the absolute worst part of this entire episode, and to talk about my least favorite character of this entire series. Not the robot, Maximus. And no, it's not because he's black. It's because he's a bigger idiot than even Lucy is. I don't know how that's even possible. No, we go back to his backstory. And man, oh man, oh man. The people who shield Todd Howard lying about, oh, we didn't retcon New Vegas. Oh, you guys are going to be humiliated now. Because guess what happens in this episode? Shady Sands got nuked. Yes, nuked. It's not, oh, it was just a potential small thing that happened. No, they got obliterated. That's what happened in the backstory. We saw that in the backstory. Maximus, we see his dad, and we see his family just living their lives in Shady Sands, having a good time, saying that, oh, how everything's great. It's fertile. We may be able to have kids again. multiple kids. However, what we see is this Asian dude, a lot of weird things with Asians in this season, I don't know why. He's basically under the mind control chip. He has a caravan, and within that caravan is a nuke. And of course, no one stops to search him. No NCR trooper says, oh, wait a minute, I have to see your package or anything. Nope, they just let him walk right through the middle of the town, leave the nuke, and then it's like, oh, well, here it is. You guys are gonna die. And that's what happens. This is so stupid. And Todd Howard, yet again, lied to everybody. All this leads to is that Maximus' dad fails to stop the bomb because there's a failsafe. He decides to do the stupid Indiana Jones reference and put Maximus in the fridge. Shady Sands get nuked. Maximus is the only one to survive, you already know. However, the new change is that this was all a plan caused by Hank, the genius mastermind, who somehow was able to plan all this. He's the reason for Shady Sands getting nuked, and he does this all while in the vault with his innocent, sweet baby daughter, Lucy, by his side. Oh, what an absolutely brilliant plan. Masterful writing by Bethesda. By Amazon. By Todd Howard. Absolute peak fiction writing. Oh, and it's going to keep on continuing because we're going back to the main timeline with Maximus and the Brotherhood of Steel. Oh, yeah, the Brotherhood of Steel. They get absolutely destroyed in this episode. But in the main story, Maximus basically goes through this base and he clears everything out. Then he returns to the Brotherhood of Steel. He's this hero, all because he killed Moldaver. Even though he betrayed the Brotherhood multiple times, even though he's under suspect of injuring a Brotherhood of Steel member so he can rise up a position, even though Maximus practically let his knight, his superior, die in the power armor, then he just decided, oh, I'm going to take the power armor for myself. And then, to make sure it's not for treason, I'm going to pretend like I'm that said knight. That would be completely fine in Maximus' head, and guess what? It was completely fine, because this is Fallout Amazon. Nothing makes sense. Now, we follow the Brotherhood and they invade Area 51. What they find in Area 51 is a bunch of relics from the pre-nuked world, but they also find nuclear cold fusion. Hey, remember that whole plotline at the end of season 1 with Moldaver apparently spreading all the nuclear cold fusion, which would have given the wasteland free energy? Well, it's okay if you completely forgotten about it, because Amazon's writers sure did. Now, we practically go on ahead and see the Brotherhood of Steel acting like idiots, destroying some of the pre-world tech. Reality, all it was the car, but this goes against their entire mantra. A mantra that they even introduced in the show, which was, oh, we need to go out, capture all the pre-world technology, then preserve it. However, that interesting plotline, that interesting mantra that they have gets completely shafted for a brand new shiny plotline. One of, there's a civil war and the Brotherhood must be united as one faction so we can bring peace back to the wasteland. Yeah, so pretty much they're ripping off the Enclave again. Jesus Christ, this is literally more character assassination of the Brotherhood, but this is Bethesda. They don't care anything about the OG Fallout. Maximus gets in a fight with this bald, skinhead, muscular, beefed out white dude, which he's so much taller, physically stronger, must be shoving FEV up his ass, and he should probably have killed Maximus in like 2 seconds flat. However, Maximus is able to win, gets the guy to stab himself by just maneuvering his hands and then forcing him to basically stab himself, which looked completely stupid and fake. Maximus's friend, who's a bit concerned about the whole Civil War, sees Maximus does this and they are absolutely upset and walks away, even though Maximus was gonna die if he didn't do this. So this is more dumb writing. This entire fight was caused due to the bald white man being somewhat unimpressed that Maximus killed Moldaver. You know, Moldaver, the idiot who practically did nothing all season 1 except for the first episode. All this led to was just the Brotherhood of Steel's elders. They were all there together. They all agreed, oh, we're gonna join together because I'm gonna spread all this cold fusion energy to you guys, and we're gonna join together and we're gonna take out the Commonwealth. Only for the episode to end with the Indian guy from the Commonwealth coming out saying, oh, I heard you guys starting a war. What's going on? Then the Brotherhood of Steel elders were like, oh, well, here you are still. Yeah, that's how the episode ends. This is absolutely stupid. This episode was better than the first. However, this still isn't a good episode, isn't an okay episode, it isn't even a bad episode, it still absolutely sucks, but it's not completely trash. So that's the review, and I will see you guys for episode 3. Bye.